really?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our YouTube live stream. Thanks, Joey. Welcome to our live stream on YouTube. Trending Thursday on our new streaming channel. Glad that you found your way here. You made it here. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and then make sure that I'm coming across loud and clear across YouTube land. And the person that makes sure that all of the technical stuff is being done, sitting side saddle to me, is Joey. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
He's my producer. He does an excellent job to make sure everything is good to go. And he answers a lot of questions in there for you as well. So I don't see a lot of VV Nations today. I'm wondering why. I don't know why. Don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to talk. Let me know. Let me know what's coming on out there. Come on, folks. Talk to me. Talk to a brother. Come on now. All right, we have a lot of fun in here, and I don't bite any of that stuff, but I'm only here to give you good information on what's going on in the market, help you to navigate through the market, help you to navigate through some of the things that are making the market do what it do. All right, so with that all being said, again, thank you all for being here. If you're brand new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Please hit that subscribe button. If your subscribe button is red, that means you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It only takes a mouse click to do it. If you like the content here, please subscribe to the channel, and then invite other people to subscribe to the channel. Next, I want you to hit the like button. That's the thumbs up. Hit the like button. Let me know that what you hear you like, and if you don't like it, don't hit the thumbs down button. Don't make me come through this computer, all right? Don't hit. I ain't messing. I'm only messing. So when you hit the like button, it bolsters our algorithm to get this video shared out to a lot of other people in YouTube land, all right? So it helps us, but it also tells me that you like what you hear. If you are a new subscriber or you haven't already, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to new upcoming stuff, all right? And I do send an alert out to everybody every week to let you know that we're here, and just in case you forget, life happens and people get busy. So I do send an alert out there. And someone says, can you talk AMC, please? Well, if you looked at my alert, if you went by way of signing up by clicking the bell icon, you'll know that we will be talking about AMC. And that's why it's important to hit that bell icon. You'll get a little preview of some of the stocks that I will be talking about. So make sure you hit that bell icon, or else you would already know I'm going to talk about AMC, and I'm thinking that that's something that we need to talk about. All right. We always start off what's going on in the market by looking at what's going on in the market overall. So we all know that what are the three things that move markets globally? Earnings, interest, and inflation. Earnings are still going up. A lot of companies are still reporting earnings for the first quarter. A lot of companies are still meeting the expectations for earnings and for revenues for the most part. Interest. We all know that interest rates are still low. The Fed's still keeping them low to keep the economy going. Inflation. Now, I've gotten emails from people saying, you need to stop talking about inflation. Heck no. Inflation is news. And I want you to be aware of what's going on in the news. So inflation is still an issue. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And and it is what it is. So I'll handle it that way. Now, when you're asking me to talk about individual stocks outside of AMC right now, I'll give you an opportunity. You have to stay here, though, till the end of the presentation where I do a rapid fire of your individual stocks. So any stocks outside of AMC that everybody's typing in the room, I'll give you an opportunity at the end of the presentation where I do a rapid fire of your stocks. All right, so let's get into this. Let's start talking about the news that I've got going on for the market. Starting off with jobless claims today fell to another pandemic low. So that means people, and you know why less people are claiming unemployment right now? Because if you look around the country, more and more states are taking away the unemployment benefits. What does that do? That causes people to go out and have to find a job. There's a lot of jobs out there. Everywhere you look, you go walking down the street, there's people looking for people to work. And now I'm thinking that as the claims fall, a lot of people will start taking those jobs that are out there. And it's interesting, as you go to a restaurant or you go wherever you go, a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of restaurants are lightly staffed because they're trying to find workers. I'm thinking that that's going to have some kind of alleviation as people start to go out and get these jobs that are out there. New filings declined to 376,000 last week as layoffs ease and hiring picks up. That's cool. That's it right there, as hiring picks up. Now, another thing, the dollar. The dollar oscillates as markets digest the inflation data. All right, so again, I got to talk about inflation. Inflation came out, the consumer price index is higher than what was anticipated. That means you pay more money for goods. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and that's what inflation is. Inflation is not a scary thing to a certain degree. What it is it's looking at what people are paying for goods. And right now, people are still paying a lot of money for goods. Well, a lot of that stems off of the economy running hot. All right? And last but not least, I look at the S&P 500 brushes off the inflation data to hit record highs. Indices are still overall hitting all-time highs, to include our VectorVest composite, which looks at the move of over 8,700 stocks. Everything is hitting higher. I liken this to the market is slowly but surely creeping up. The market is not blasting off, but the market is slowly but surely creeping up. And as that happens, the market's going to do nothing else but to hit new highs. Is it a scary time to be in the market? I will show you an indicator within the VectorVest software that tells you when the market is starting to look for a market top overall. All right, let's get into the software. I'm going to bring that up real quick. And we're going to start talking about, from a market timing perspective, what's going on. And Joey, well, you know what you did today? You brought up stands. You brought up Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did. So Joey's now going to have to open up. I'll do it from. All right, Joey's going to have to open up the U.S. market because we had our hot stock panel on yesterday and Stan Heller was on it. Joey accidentally, inadvertently, unsupposedly opened up the Canadian database today. So, you know, he's opening up the right one so that we can look at it. So it's all right, Joey. Oh, yeah. Mr. I don't do anything wrong, ever. Yeah. Yeah, my board's not on. Yeah, my board's not. Did they ask me what? No, you messed up.
I never did anything wrong?
No, you may. So you know what that does? Yeah, we're going to have it out. All right, so he's hooking it up, and we're going to get right there in a moment. That one, yep. All right. Is that what they see? Finally, it really is Joey's fault. Says Mark. Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
One time.
Nah, thank you, Mark. Finally, it is Joey's fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I should have saw that earlier.
I should have saw. Really, I should have saw that earlier. Oh, but you're the guy that keeps me right, and I should have saw that earlier.
Yeah, you should be helping me out
right.
once in a while.
I love you like a brother.
Yeah.
You know I love you like a brother. All right. So as we look at our home page of the VectorVest software, a couple of things here. We have an indicator called the MTI, or market timing indicator. This indicator is cast on a scale between 0 and 2. And when this indicator gets to a level of 1.6, 1.5 to 1.6, the market is starting to look for a top. All right, so as a VectorVest subscriber, you have the tools to know when the market's looking for a top, or actually when the market is looking for a bottom. When this indicator gets to a value of 0.60, after the market has fallen, the market's looking for a bottom. So right now, we're at a level, we're getting close, but not there yet. You know, close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. All right, it's not there yet, so it's not time to panic yet. We're getting close to a top, but not just quite there. All right, as you become a subscriber to the software, you get a better understanding of utilizing the color guard like a traffic light. Right now, there's still more green than anything, and with that, the market still has a lot more bullish tendencies. So what do you do if you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest software? What do you do right now? This is a good time on an up day to go buy stocks long. On a down day, manage your trades. Do not panic sell. As I go over to our quick list, all of the major indices are up today right now, not by a lot, but up. The NASDAQ is up 0.8% just about. That's the leader today. So it looks like the tech-heavy NASDAQ is the big mover for the day. The S&P is up about 0.5 to 0.6%. And our VectorVest composite, which tracks the movement of over 8,700 stocks, right now is up about 0.3%. But all in all, all of the major indices are up. So I'm going to go find my watch list of stocks. Let's open this up a little bit. Let's go up to the viewers tab in the software. Go to watch list viewer. Okay, go to the watch list viewer. Let's go to my trending Thursday. What's today's date? 6/10? Man, we've done a lot of trending Thursdays, haven't we, Joey? 6. Oh, did it not keep? Oh, there it is, 6/10/2021. So today we're going to be looking at, I believe, there it is, 14 stocks, but the 2 stocks that I'm going to pay attention to for the market, for those of you who are not subscribers to VectorVest, will be the S&P 500 or the spiders. And for those of you who are VectorVest subscribers, we're going to look at the VVC. So SPY VVC, let's right-click. And let's take a look at what's going on in the market over the last 3 months. And a lot of people still, how did that stock get up there? That's not what I wanted. SPY VVC. Right-click, view the stock graph. That's interesting. All right, let's try that. SPY, VVC. That's strange. I've got ghosts in my machine. Woo! Well, people always ask me, why do I look at 3 months? Because what happens every 3 months in the market, we have earnings. So I always want the earnings picture to be in the picture when I look at a graph. So the S&P 500, new high today, new all-time high today. Nice open candle, a little wick at the top, a bigger wick at the bottom, which shows me a little bit more bullish pressure, bullish buying pressure on the day, but a little bit of a wick at the top, not much, and a nice open body. You know, the volume on the S&P 500 is pretty okay. Today, the volume bar is a little lower than some of the past few days, even though it's up and hitting a new all-time high. But we look bottom left, top right, market's moving higher. RT tells me that the S&P 500 is in an uptrend. Now let's look at the indicator that looks at the movement of over 8,700 stocks, and we feel that this is a better representation of the broad market move. As I look, market again moving higher, not higher than it was yesterday. Yesterday was the new all-time high on the VectorVest composite. Today is a day a little bit of indecision on the move of 8,700 stocks. Open price on the composite is at 66.54. Right now it's trading at 66.60. So I've got a 6-cent move on the day in the body, but notice there was a wick at the bottom where the bears push the composite down, but look at the bigger wick at the bottom compared to the wick at the top. It looks like we've got some buying pressure as well here on the VVC, just like we have on the S&P. But we haven't hit a new high overall. I'm looking at 3 and 8 exponential moving averages. Those are my moving averages that you see here. The 3 is currently above the 8. The market is still showing signs of more bullishness. And when we look at the movement of over 8,700 stocks, look at the volume bar. I've got a lot more volume on the stocks overall than just looking at the S&P 500. So just keeping that in mind. Now, everybody looks like a lot of people are talking to other people in the room, and I always want to say thank you to my VV Nation for answering the questions for a lot of the people who may not know much about VectorVest. It helps me to keep the presentation going, but you guys, you know, a lot of times I feel it's better if you hear from a subscriber than just hearing it from me. So all you guys out there, I love my VV Nation helping out the people who have questions. So there we go. All right, keep your eye on the MTI, says Mark. I hear that. AMC to Mars. We're going to get to that in a second, Ruben. All right, so overall, we saw the news behind the market, looking at inflation, looking at jobs, looking at the dollar, and now you see a visual representation on a graph that the market is still moving higher. And as I mentioned about that MTI, that indicator, see if I can put that on here. That indicator is not at a value, I'm looking at the VVC, not the market timing graph. It's not at a value where the market is at a top yet, but I will tell you that it's getting close. So just keep an eye out on that going forward. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. All right, let's close out of that. Anybody have any questions about my market overview? Anybody have any questions about the market overview? Remember, it's important that you know before you pull the trigger in any direction, what's going on in the market. So if there's no questions, I'm going to keep on moving. There's no more questions, I'm going to keep on moving. Price doesn't matter. There we go. We're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be the next thing we talk about. Smash the like button. Thank you, Chris. All right. So now let's get into my next story, and I know that's why everybody is here. Everybody's here to see Joey too, Joey, right? They love you, Joey. All right. But this is the hot topic of the day. Is going to be what's going on with the meme stocks. I like this shirt. You can see my Eagle Globe and Anchor? You can, can't you? That's my Marine Corps shirt. Hoorah. Thank you. I didn't know that showed up. Why didn't you tell me it was showing up on the screen?
I didn't think.
I'd like to know. I want people to know that I am a United States Marine.
They can see your face, too.
Well, my face doesn't say United States Marine.
No, but they can see your face.
They love to see my face.
And they can see your shirt.
Oh, you can see my shirt. There it is. There's my Eagle Globe and Anchor. Joey said it was okay for me to wear my shirt today and not my other VectorVest shirt. So, interesting story. Meme stocks stumble after GameStop discloses SEC probe into frenzy. This is big news. It's big enough that I came in early this morning to record a video for our other YouTube channel that will be released tonight at 6 p.m. Go watch it. All right. It talks a lot about what's going on with this probe. So for all of you that are out there, whether you agree with the meme stock movement or not, that's inconsequential at this particular point in time. What I do want you to understand is that these stocks are moving, and there's a reason behind why these stocks are moving. And I know that many of you do know, but many of you out there maybe do not understand the movement behind the stocks. Where do I stand? I am playing these stocks. I own, for transparency, I own both AMC and GME, and I made a lot of money most recently on AMC, took some of my shares off the table, and now I've got the rest of it to just ride or die. All right? Now, does that make me an ape because I'm got the diamond hands? No. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I believe that AMC and GME could possibly be a black swan event that could be trades of a lifetime. Absolutely. I saw a question pop up and say, is it okay to still buy AMC? Understand what's going on behind the stock before you answer that question for yourself, because I can't answer that for you. AMC and GME are stocks that have been overly shorted. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Prior to the movement of these stocks up or down, these stocks were looked at to not be good, viable companies, and hedge funds shorted the companies. Now, a lot of times, I'm all for shorting a company that's a bad company. But these companies are fighting to become viable companies. They're transforming themselves. That works for both GME and AMC. GME is trying to make more of a digital footprint in their business plan, whereas AMC is still trying to grow the business. And the biggest move that hurt AMC was the pandemic. Think about that. Movies closed down. That's what hurt their stock. Keep in mind, they're the biggest movie theater in the United States. They're raising more money by offering more shares so that they can go and acquire even more movie theaters. So if you look at it from that perspective, both companies are trying to do something to better themselves, which is a good thing. Now, the hedge funds have overshorted these companies to the point of there's a lot of shares out there that are not real shares. That becomes a problem, all right? And those shares that are not real shares that are going to have to be covered at some point in time is where this comes in and how high this price can go. Theoretically, the stock's price on both of these stocks can go really, really, really high. How high? Theoretically, to the thousands. Realistically, I don't know. I'm not an ape. I am not part of Ape Nation, and I am not a diamond hands. I want to talk to you realistically. I'm not telling anybody to sell any shares. I'm not telling anybody to buy any shares. So you say, so AMC will not skyrocket. I think that both of these stocks have an opportunity when it comes time to get these shares covered to go to where nobody has ever seen before. Do you ever remember Star Trek? To boldly go where no one has gone before. And I think both of these stocks have the opportunity to do just that. So let's talk a little bit more about the probe. The probe was saying on May 26th, we received a request from the staff of the SEC for voluntary production of documents and information concerning the SEC investigation into the trading activity of our securities and securities of other companies. All right, this inquiry is not expected to adversely impact us. Now, this is interesting. Earnings this morning, despite stronger sales in the fiscal quarter, and sales is what makes any company grow on top of earnings, right? A smaller 68 million loss in GameStop announcing the long anticipated naming. They got a new CEO and a new CFO. Its stock fell by 13% in after-hours trading before recovering some ground. That's interesting. If the company is trying to transform, it's trying to make itself better, it's selling more, what would push the stock's price down? It's interesting, right? So it wasn't alone that GME was down, AMC is down, BlackBerry is down, Cost is down, Nokia. These are all what you call Reddit stocks. That's what they are, and they're part of, as I explained, the retail investor going after the hedge funds for overshorting on stocks. Now, I have an issue. The SEC should have some kind of limit on how many shares of any company should be shorted. Short selling is a part of doing business. I totally understand that. But when you start making up shares and start making phantom shares, that ain't right. And what's going to happen is if this all comes down the way that it theoretically should come down, these hedge funds are going to have to cover. And they're going to have to cover at the prices that the retail investors have out there. Now, I'm going to come back to that in a second. All right. This is very important. The newly appointed Wall Street top cop on Monday signaled that meme stocks were on his radar. The SEC is saying that these stocks are on his radar, continues to monitor the market in light of the ongoing volatility in certain stocks to determine, and this is where this could be the smoking gun. If there have been any disruptions of the market, manipulative trading, or other misconduct. Now, the retail investors have put their stuff, I'm looking at a couple of the big YouTube streamers that are out there that have been interviewed on Fox News. So when you say that the retail investor is making noise, I ain't just whistling Dixie. They are catching the attention of a lot of people out there, all right? For a lot of people out there. But when they say we're looking for manipulative trading or other misconduct, that means that a lot of these hedge funds are going to be sitting on the hot seat. They're going to have to do something. Now, in this story, I also came across something else. That if these stocks go as high as a lot of people think that they're going to go, a lot of these hedge funds are going to have failure to be able to come up with these shares. A lot of these hedge funds are going to go out of business. So that made me think, well, if that happens, how do we get paid for the shares that we own? Then we have the DTCC. I found out news, and somebody in this room can answer this question for me or back me up, that the DTCC is worth $63 trillion. Can somebody back me up in the chat? That's a lot of freaking money. And that if these hedge funds are not able to come up with the money to cover these shares, that the DTCC will have to step in and have to make good on those trades. And then what will happen is the government will have to, and then we'll have to print money, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. The government will have to do like with the banks and bail them out. There you go, Jesse. All right. And that's interesting. But theoretically on paper, with the amount of shares that are out there that are not accounted for, I can't help but to say that these stocks could hit some astronomical numbers that we haven't seen in our lifetime. When people, and Patrick's big on GME, I'm a little bit bigger on AMC because I like the price point a little bit better than GME. That's just me. But Patrick will say, $100,000 a share. That's a lot of dough. So I'm putting that out there. I'm not saying that it can't happen. All right. I'm not saying that they can't happen, but we'll see. Are we talking inflation never seen before? I don't know, Lou. I'm not going to go down that path. We've seen how much higher inflation than what we see now. So I'm not going to put myself in that bubble. All right, a couple of other stories on the meme stocks. GameStop names former Amazon exec Mac Furlong and Mike Recupero as new CEO and CFO of the company. DTC assets. There we go. Thank you, Boston. Boston says DTCC assets in 2018 was $46.9 trillion. Good Lord. Somebody said 2.15 quadrillion. Martin, I saw a story that said something like that. That was just stuff that they had to cover. There's a sickly big number on the amount of money that the DTCC has. So we'll keep that in mind. And one last story in the amount of shares that are out there on like AMC. As previously disclosed, there was 501 million shares of outstanding stock for AMC. They said that, as I go down further in this story, where is it? There it is. More than 80% of AMC shares are held by broad base of the retail investors with an average holding of about 120 shares. Folks, on both AMC and GME, why this is important is the retail investors hold the majority of the shares. And if they don't sell, they will dictate the price because it's only 20% of the shares not held by the retail investor. So, as I go around all of this, I'm not pumping the stock. I'm not telling you to dump the stock. I'm just showing you what's there, what the news is behind it to give you a better perspective on what you want to do. So to answer the question, is it still okay to buy AMC or GME? Let's get into the list. Where's AMC, GME? And again, when these stocks are sorted by our master indicator, VST, where the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing migrate to the top of the list, you notice where GME and AMC sits? All right. But Glenn, if the meme stocks are trading with high volumes, how does that make sense that the stocks are hard to get? Because there's no more stocks that are out there. And a lot of the stocks that are being traded on the high volume, I'm going to say that a lot of these stocks are either being sold by the people who don't want to hold it anymore because they've made a lot of good money, or it's still people trying to sell the stock short. There's a lot of people, Mr. Consulting, that are still shorting the stock. They're doubling down on their game. So yeah, the volume is there, but the main people, and one other thing that's trying to that's pushing that number of volume up is that people, the fear of missing out people are still jumping on board with it as well. All right. Nah, QA Smith, I saw that number. It was a 2018 number. Remember, that's 3 years from now, or 3 years from. I saw that, and and then I saw another story that gave me a much higher number. That's why I asked you. But I saw those same numbers on Google, that they had about $46 billion in 2018. But with all of this volatility going on and all of that stuff, I think that they really are much higher. All right, let's go look at AMC and GME on a graph. And you know what's interesting? That even as GME reported this morning, this is the intraday graph. It did run up this morning. We don't usually look at intraday graphs, but today we will, especially on GME. And look at the push down. Look at the push down. And, you know, a lot of people are deep into selling the stock short. And I think that once people have gotten out because they've made some good money, the people who have the shorts have the understanding that they can go and get more shares to sell short. How is it possible that they have fake stocks in the market for meme stocks? So as if it comes down to this: if I'm a legitimate, I want to short a stock, I can short that stock, and let's say I want to short 100 sales, and I do 100 shares, and I do. And then I turn around and somebody else wants it and says, wait, here, I'm going to sell you these shares too. You can short these. And that's where the fake shares come in, when they go from one person to another person to another person because they can't find any more shares to sell short. And that's where the makeup of more stocks or more shares are that aren't really there. It's derivatives. And you know something? I saw a story that 41 million shares were out on GME, but it could be out as far as 800 million shares of the stock is out there. A lot of that stock is not accounted for. So as SIF, that's where it comes into. Being realistic with everything you know, do you really think it'll hit 100,000? I'm personally, and again, I'm just giving you that question now asks me directly. My personal opinion is I don't think it could get that high. Can it get higher than what it is now and much higher than where it is now? Yes. I think that both of these stocks can get much, much higher than where they are now. I got a feeling that if it gets to some stupid, super astronomical price, that the government's going to step in. You heard it from me. That's what I think. All right? Because if not, GME will be the heaviest traded stock ever in the world of the market. And I think a lot of people feel that that's really, 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 really going to happen. And if it does, I'm going to be the first one to come on here on YouTube and go, holy crap. I will be that guy. I will be that guy. I'm talking to all of you guys realistically as an investor. And if I'm old school, so be it. If I'm old school, so be it. All right. I just know when you're investing in the market, you're looking for when to buy, what to buy, when to sell. That's got nothing to do with this. All right. So maybe as I said, I might be old school. That's 17 years worth of being here at VectorVest. All right. And right now I'm watching real time a little bounce on GME, but overall for the day it's down. Even after they beat revenues and they beat sales. They're pivoting, they are transforming, and they're beating sales. And AMC, same kind of scenario, went up this morning and then pushed right back down, starting to move back up later in the afternoon. All right, so those are those two stocks. I wanted to give you some, because it's a hot topic, I wanted to talk about it. But I'm not going to be the YouTube guy that's going to say, yeah, we're going to hold to the moon. Listen. I can make some good money, I can. That's why I pulled off. I had a $5,000 investment in quadrupled that in a short amount of time. And I kept some of the shares, and I'm going to let that ride. But I more than made back my initial investment. So that's me. And that's what, from a perspective of investing in the market, that's what you're supposed to do, make some money. Now, and a lot of people say, well, you sold for peanuts. No, well, you know something? If I sold for peanuts, I like the peanuts I sold for. I made a lot of freaking money. So I like the peanuts that I sold for. But I'm still holding the shares because I still think that it's a black swan event. All right. Look at that. GME is ticking up based on Glenn's recommendation. Listen, I didn't recommend jack. All right. I'm just giving it to you as I see it. I'm calling it as I see it. If there's no more questions, do you think they'll destroy people's trust in the government markets? You know, John, that's a good question that I can't answer. I honestly can't answer. All right, that's my honest answer with that. All right, so that's all my questions that I got. Let's get back to my stories. Again, I have to talk about this stuff because it's hotting in the market. All right, it's hotting in the market. Roger says Sundial has been a loser this week. I still own Sundial. I did a video. When did I do it? Was it this week? Was it Tuesday? I did a video on Sundial this week. Also talked about Tilray. Go look at those videos. All right, go look at those videos. Nice to be strong and hold on other people's money. Ah, how sweet. Listen, everybody's got their own feeling about these meme stocks. I'm not pushing you guys in either way. I just want you to know what's going on. All right. Now I'm going to get into COVID stocks. Update, Ocugen to file for full approval of COVID-19 shot instead of EUA. Now, that was this morning. That was early this morning. We talked about this a little bit in the Jockey Club this morning, didn't we? And then, you know something? I got another story. The story came out when they went to go file. They need more tests. And the stock took a header. All right, so that was interesting. It was interesting that they bypassed the EUA, the Emergency Use Authorization. Interesting that they bypassed that to go straight to FDA approval. Now, we already know that the other two stocks that are vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna, both went to FDA approval. Just because they filed doesn't mean they're going to get approval right away. It's probably still going to take a lot of time before they get an actual FDA approval. But it's interesting that Ocugen went straight for FDA approval instead of EUA, and FDA said, we need some more tests, brother. They did it just like that. They said it just like they say, nah, you need some more tests, brother. And Ocugen said, oh my goodness. And then they fell down and they did what? They said they did. Ocugen, after they heard that from the FDA, they said, oh my goodness. And then it fell down 26%. All right, so interesting in that they went that. Now, this concerns me. All right, and I'm one of the people who have now been vaccinated. I had my second shot. But interesting, Moderna and BioNTech slip on reports of heart inflammation cases. Very interesting. All right, so I'm not getting deep into the story. I'm just putting it out there. This story came out today on June 10th, and that's something that you're going to keep your eyes on. I bet you if there's anything to do, if there's anything more to it, you're going to hear more about it. And if not, if this is a passing news story that doesn't have any confirmation behind it, it'll go away, but it's in the news. All right, so let me go take a look at my stocks that I have for, and that was both Moderna and BioNTech that had that issue. Notice that where they are in my list, Moderna and BioNTech are the two best stocks by VST in my list. Let's take a look at Moderna, take a look at BioNTech, and where's my other one? It should have been, oh man, where is it? Ocugen, there you go. All right, those are my three stocks that I have on COVID-19. Let's right click. Let's go look at the stocks on a graph. Put these on a 3-month graph. I looked at AMC and GME on the intraday graph because after the news, I wanted to see what was going on. Here we go. Ocugen said, yeah, baby, we going straight for the FDA. FDA said, nah, baby. You need some more tests. And Ocugen said, oh my God. And then look at all of that selling pressure. That's, it's a gamble. It always is a gamble when you put up your drug to go for FDA approval. If the FDA approval hits, boom, that stock takes off. If the FDA approval doesn't hit, boom, stock's gonna fall. So it's always important that when you're looking at a stock, especially a drug company, always try to see if they've got any FDA approvals coming out because that could help the stock or hurt the stock big time. All right, let's go on to the next stock. That was Ocugen. I still like BioNTech and I still like Moderna. Bottom left, top right. I did a story on this one too this week, right? The home runs video. I did it on BioNTech, Moderna, and Pfizer. If you haven't seen those videos, go check it out. But look at that, BioNTech, bottom left, top right. The news today about the heart inflammations didn't seem to affect it super bad today. A little small body still trading at it under the level of resistance that happened a couple of days ago. But the news didn't really hurt it that bad. And then look at that Moderna. The news didn't hurt it at all. I've got an open candle, a lot of wick at the bottom, so a lot of bullish push up or bullish pressure. Still, it's at its just under its level of its most recent high as well. The 3 and the 8 look good. Earnings look good. So again, that news story was out there. I saw it. I presented it. We'll see what happens from it. All right. Does anybody have any questions about my COVID stocks? Anybody? As I drink coffee from my mug. By the way, I'm giving away a mug today. Yeah, whether Joey likes it or not. I'm giving away a mug today, just like this, and I got my cafe. I need a lot of Cafe Bustelo today. In order to get put in for the drawing for the mug, you have to type mug in the room. Not only that, you have to be here at the end of the presentation to get the mug. If you ain't here, I'm going to call somebody else. So if you type mug, that means you're willing to stay to the end of the presentation so that you can be put in the hat to be drawn for the mug. All right. And again, my broken record, NVAX. Ulrich, I've talked about MVNX in videos on our other channel, on this channel. Which channel are we on? Oh, on the other channel. All right, it's on our main channel. I've got videos out there about NVAX. So no, I like the stock. I do like NVAX. Rob, it's not Bustelo, it's mug. All right. there's no questions about the COVID stocks. I'm going to move to my next story. My next story deals with retail. Back to school sales at the U.S. department stores projected to jump 25%. Well, why is that? Not only for back to school, how about summer? How about, and Joey's going to Disney World. Did you getting kids all new clothes to go to Disney World? There you go, Joey. Man, them kids is expensive too, ain't they? Man, but I think that as people get out of the house, as they get more vaccinated, a lot of the retail stores, and just to let you know, retail major chains as an industry is number 23 in our university, in our universe of industries on 222 industries. Retail major chains is number 23. The industry is moving. A lot of people are buying, so keep your eyes on that. I'm going to talk to you about some stocks to take a look at there. A good one, Target, Costco. We all know about Walmart, huh? You love Costco? You know, I have BJ's. No. BJ's is I'm going to look at the graphs. BJ's is the only one that takes coupons. So I'm going to a box store and I could use coupons. And then they have sales on top of that. Oh man, BJ's is. Hey, does anybody have a preference over which big box store they like? I am a member of BJ's. Joey is a member of Costco's. Where do you guys stand out there? I'm just curious. That's a curious question. Especially if major retail sales are going to be running. How about Sam's Club? What about Macy's? I think Macy's is not in I got to find out where Macy's is because it wasn't in my list of the retail major chains. I probably got that someplace else. Probably got that someplace else. So I got Costco, Sam's, Costco, BJ's, Costco all the way. I drive to another state to go there. Wow. I'm telling you, BJ's is the way to go.
Mark knows what's up.
My wife is a manager at a veterinarian clinic that got bought by a pig company called PetVet. A few of the regional managers left to work for Wolf Petco because they will all be opening. What is your opinion? Do you think this will make the stock go up? Or is it a good idea to invest? I don't know anything about the stock, Rob. You ain't gonna get me talking about a stock I know nothing about. Oh, no. I can't do that. Not until I've done some work on it. I can't talk about any stock that I don't know. All right. So Target, 3-month graph, bottom left, top right, 3 and the 8 are in play. It's pulling back right now, but the 3 and the 8 is still bullish. I like the earnings per share on it. It's moving up higher. Boom. I'm loving that. And RT is still above 1. It's leveling out, but still above 1. So I like Target. Let's go look at Costco. All those Costco folks, what's Costco doing? It's moving sideways. You do see the graph, right? It's moving sideways.
What the stock's doing. I like the store.
Well, you might like the store, but are you gonna make money in the store just because you like the store? You're not buying the stock?
I'm buying the store.
Stock is expensive though. It's $381, but
That's why I'm buying it.
that's why you said you're not buying it. I do like the stock going bottom left, top right, but right now sitting in a level of consolidation. I'd like to see it break out of that level of resistance, sitting at 388.22. But nonetheless, I do like earnings is rising. Volume is pretty steady. RT is above 1, and the last one I've got is Walmart, still the biggest brick and mortar store that's out there. And right now, compared to Target or Costco, Walmart is pulling down a little bit and the 3 is below the 8. So if I'm looking at these retail stores, I'm preferring Target or Costco's at this particular point in time. And I want to go see Macy's since it was brought up. What industry is that in? Retail. It is retail department stores. You know something? If you got to take a look between Macy's and Costco's and Walmart and Target, Macy's is not cutting the mustard compared to those. All right, so you wanted to look at Macy's. I don't know why it didn't show up, but you wanted to look at Macy's. If I have to make a choice, Macy's is probably towards the bottom of my list. Glenn, your voice and picture are out of sync. They are out of sync. Is that? All right, Joey knows. Sorry about that. It's probably nothing that Joey can take care of. It's all right. But listen, I will talk like this. Does that help? How about that, Gerald? All right, it's something Joey can work on, and slowly in the short, he is trying to work on that. All right, he is trying to work on that. Way down the list in customer satisfaction. Is that what it is, Jesse? So I do like the other ones, but you brought up Macy's. I wanted to bring that up because I was like, why did that not show up? Now I see why. It wasn't one of the best in that space. It wasn't one of the best in that space. Any questions on my retail stocks? I've only got one more story. I'm ahead of the game. Even I spent a lot of time on meme stocks too. Anybody got any questions about retail stocks? As we're going along, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. How many likes do we have? Really? How many people we got? Let's see if we can get to 200 likes. Let's see if we get to 200 likes. All right, especially if you do like it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You know something? Do this for me. I want the interaction. If you just hit the subscribe button today, type in the room, subscribed. I want to know, and I want to say hi to you. If you just subscribed today, type the word subscribed in the chat, because I want to say thank you to you personally. We're trying to grow this channel just like our other channel. We really, 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 really are. All right, and again, don't forget to hit the like button. All right, let's get to my last story. Oil.
Let's look at Josh's comment.
What did Josh say? You're messing with Joey. Costco rated at 83 and Macy's is in the 70s. So why did you start? What are you talking about? 70s is better than the 80s. All right. No,
was it a golf score?
I don't know. All right. Look at those people, Joey, in the room they just subscribed today. That's awesome.
Check them.
Don't do that. Don't check them. Thank you guys. S. McClintock, Mukesh, Ken, Jim, Lawrence, Raphael, Sue, Dimka. There you go. Patrick, Steve. There you go. I told you I wanted to say thank you to you personally. All right, and I did. So thank you. And Virtucio. I can't ever say anybody's freaking name in here. Hopefully I said that right. So thank you for that as well. All right. Let's get into my last story. And everybody who's got a gas vehicle like me, gas is getting higher. Gas is getting higher. Crude oil higher. OPEC demand forecast helps. As you scroll down, what is this? Crude oil prices edge higher Thursday, which is today, boosted by continued confidence by a group of top producers in surging oil demand in the second half of the year. Why are we having surging oil demand? Because we've tapped out of our supplies, and now we tapped into our excess. We no longer have a lot of excess, if any, and we're digging into our own supply. And as that happens, if you have to go into your own supply, it's going to increase demand, and demand is what moves oil. And then OPEC people are like sitting over there going, yo, we got your oil, we got control. And we're sitting here going, damn, you're right. You got control. It is what it is. And, we had a pipeline. We had a big old pipeline. We had excess of oil, and that's why oil dropped. That's why gas prices dropped. But now demand is putting it up. You didn't say my name, so I'm unsubscribing. Oh, Tori, I didn't. Sorry, Tori. Oh, man. See what you got me? Why did you make me miss Tori? Tori, don't unsubscribe. Does CTRM move oil? Mark, stop. No, CTRM does not, because they're dry bulk shipping. They're dry bulk shipping. They've got oil tankers. So CTRM, in case you were trying to get me, CTRM does not move oil. They are dry bulk. There you go. They're dry bulk. All right. So oil is moving higher. Gas prices are up because, Carol, you know me, I don't want to get into politics, and I think that's a lot of it too. And that pipeline was designed to bring a lot more oil to keep our oversupply up. Yeah, I hear you. I'm not getting into that, not in here. All right, I just do. All right, let's go take a look at some oil stocks I put together for you. I did put some oil stocks together for you. Are you getting political? No, that's why, Steve, what did you just hear me say? What did you just hear me say? All right. So one ETF that I use for oil is the USO, which looks at the U.S. Oil Fund ETF. I'm also going to look at Phillips 66. I'm going to look at Exxon. I'm going to look at Chevron. Those are my companies that I'm going to look at for oil today. Let's right-click. Let's go view them on the stock graph. All right, put these on a 3-month graph. Look at that. Oil fund ETF is moving. It's rocking and rolling. Why? Because oil is going up. So, you know something? I can play any oil stock as long as the 3 and the 8 are positive on the USO. And also make sure that I buy into oil stocks on an up day on the USO. Let's go to the next one. There's Phillips 66. 2 down days in a row, but look at the 3 and the 8 are still solid. All right, 3 and the 8 are still solid. Let's go up again. There's Exxon Mobil. Right now, today, testing the 3-month high, bouncing off a level of support. The 3 and the 8 are positive. The 3 and the 8 are still positive. And the stock just became a new buy today on Exxon. And then Chevron, not as good as the other ones. But, you know, birds of a feather flock together. If the industry is rising, then the stocks within the industry will be rising as well. Chevron looks a lot more volatile. Exxon, not as volatile as Chevron. Phillips looks a little bit more reasonably running after its pullback. I like Phillips, and then again, of course, I like USO. A lot less volatility on an ETF. That makes sense. A lot less volatility on an ETF. All right, anybody got questions on my oil stocks? All right, talking about Wolf stock that will open event. Listen, Rob, I don't know much about that stock, so I'm not going to get into it. All right, I got to take a look. As a matter of fact, Rob, email me if you really want me to take a look at that stock. GlennT@VectorVest.com. Email me. All right, and let me take a look at that. If I can make a story about it, I will. Other than that, I won't. You'll have to do your research to make your decision if it fits your portfolio. I'm with that, S. McClintock. USO doing best of the group right now. And Jesse, yes, it is. Why? Because it's an ETF. It is an ETF. All right, so there you go. Do a performance graph on Costco, Target, and Walmart. Let's do that. I can do that real quick. What time? I got a little bit of time. Let's do a performance graph. Somebody wants me to do a performance graph on those 3 stocks. Let's take that off. Let's go put on TGT, WMT, COST, enter. Let's go take a look at them. Now, the performance graph looks back, in this case, let's go back 3 months. It puts all 3 of these, they all start at a value of 0, and it just shows their performance from 3 months ago. So there's Target. That looks good. Ooh, there's Walmart. And then there's Costco. Oh, look at that there. Excuse me. And with that, if I'm looking back over the last 3 months from a performance perspective, Target looks like the way to go. All right, just from a performance perspective, Costco looks good. Walmart looks good. But if you're looking at performance out of the 3 stocks, how about that? All right. Wolf is Petco just adding a new features. Okay. Is that what that is? Is anybody in Safe Bulk? It's a shipper that is moving up. I'm thinking, John, all of the dry bulk shippers are moving up. I've talked about that industry is being on the rise over the past couple of months, especially when I've talked about CTRM. That industry, the dry ship bulk, as transportation ship, is on the rise. All right. Let's do this. Anybody got any questions on my oil stocks? All right. If there's nobody got any, did you stop them?
What?
Them. They stopped talking. Why do you think Ride has not totally collapsed given the bad news of this week? Richard, I think Ride is another one of those Reddit stocks that the retail investor is going after. What is that? Lordstown, Ride Lordstown? That's why. I think it's being pushed up. So that's my answer to that, Richard. All right. I'm ahead of the game. It's before 2 o'clock, and I'm ready to do it.
Good.
I'm ready to do it. All right, let's go look at your stocks. Let's go look at your stocks. Is it time to buy USO? I like USO, Boopin. I would look at a buy point about 12 cents higher than the high before I pull the trigger on it. All right.
Let's look at NVAX first.
NVAX. All right. There's NVAX, comma, DSX. That was a stock that I did for the hot stock panel yesterday. MAG, comma, DK. That's not Dunkin'. That's something else. Cut. That's what I like to do to Joey every so time. ZKIN, comma, Disney, comma, RRD, comma, MTDR, comma, MVIS, comma, Harry, LOGI. I'm looking for new people now. Gene, Logitech, LOGI, comma, oh man, is already in the list. Okay, I already have it in the list. SQ, let's do Square, comma, Dimka, I think I already put Zim in there already. That's another shipping company. I think I did. Comma, no, I didn't. Okay, AHT, comma, Mud. What is Mud? MUD? I'm not putting Mud. Nope, ain't got it. BNTX, we already just took a look at, Paul. I'm going to take two more. Lockheed, huh? BB, BlackBerry, comma, CUTR. All right, those are my stocks that I got today. If you're looking for stocks that I did not put up for you today, then I want you to go to the link down below here. You'll see the link that gives you access to a free stock analysis report. All right, I'm going to look at these on a 3-month graph real quick. Go through real quick. Novavax. Woo. So you said Novavax is a broken record. I said I like the stock. This is a 3-month graph. I like the bounce off support. Recently, I do like the 3 and the 8 crossover. All right, but prior to that, I probably wouldn't have been in, especially after the stock's price went down. Now, a couple of things. The 3 and the 8 went positive. RT just went positive a couple of days ago, and now the stock has got a buy recommendation. So there's 3 things that are going in the positive for it, but something that's going in the negative. Watch that earnings per share is falling just a little bit, but I think it's got more good things than bad things behind it. All right, now when I talk about stocks in this space, you'll notice that when I look at stocks like Moderna or Pfizer or BioNTech, they look much better than Novavax. All right, so just keep that in mind. They look, John, you're not a new person. They look much better. Those other stocks looks much better than Novavax. And you know something, it could have great potential, and I'm all for that. But what's most important to me when I'm making money in the market is that my stocks are going up at the time I'm looking to get in. All right? So there we go. What else is in here? DSX. I used this in the hot stock panel yesterday. It's a beautiful looking equity curve. But transportation ship is moving. Transportation ship is moving. So whether it's Starbulk or it's DSX, it's CTRM, it's any of those stocks. What is it? Genco. There's a lot of stocks in there. But look at that. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. You can't deny that. All right? And I'm telling you, watch that space. And you know what this is contingent upon? What happens in China. China's got more people than anybody. And when they start to looking to increase their imports of their own to import more stuff, these shipping companies are going to go crazy. They are going to go crazy. All right, what other stocks are in here? MAG, I like this. Silver. All right. Gold and silver, we got to wait for the dollar to flutter a little bit. And as it does, gold and silver will move. I like it. MAG Silver Corp, that's an excellent looking equity curve. Love the open candle today. Rising earnings. There's nothing bad about this stock. I like the stock. Petroleum refining. DK is it came off a solid level of resistance. And it was a double hitting of the level of 25.65. The stock's price fell. I'm going to say that this stock has some downside, at least to this level of about 1973. All right, the 3 and 8 haven't crossed bearish yet, but it looks like it's possibly shooting star pattern. It didn't have follow through until yesterday. and then more followed through today. The 3 and 8 haven't crossed bearish yet, but if the stock's price does go down, I got a low level sitting at about 1973. All right, next one, cut. Natural resources ETFs, it did nice until right here. Graveyard doji, possible reversal, change in sentiment, and that's exactly what happened after that candlestick pattern. Stock's price is just going down. I'm not feeling it to buy it, not until it can break through that downtrend. Not until it can break through that downtrend. And right now, it's moving down. I'm not feeling it. I ain't feeling it. Nope, nope, nope. All right, let's go to the next stock. Whew. ZChem? No. Now, I'm wondering if you're asking some of these questions, look at these stocks because you want me to say, yeah, go buy it. Heck no. That stock's going down. Earnings are going down. Volume is... No. There's nothing about that unless it's got some news. It's down almost 8% today. If you had bought ZK International shares a year ago, you have earned 259%. That's a year ago. Guess what? You ain't in it from a year ago, unless you are. You ain't in it from a year ago, and I'm not feeling it, telling you to think about buying the stock. The stock is definitely going down. Relative timing is low. Volume is low. Earnings per share is low. I'm not thinking about it. This is not. I don't like it. I'm not feeling that you should buy it. And if you're in it, you better have some kind of exit plan to get out. Disney. When Joey goes to Disney, what is it, next month? This price is going to take off because they're going to say, oh, you're Joey from VectorVest YouTube? Disney's going to take off. Right now, Disney's in a little bit of a consolidation. I like that it did bounce off a level of a low, 3 and 8 cross, but since then, the stock is moving sideways. I've got 2 levels of resistance here. A first level of resistance sitting at a value of 178.37. A second level sitting at 180. Once it gets past both of those, I've got a profit target sitting at about 199. Right now, the stock is just moving sideways, though. All right, this is just moving sideways. You talk about the other stock of people shorting it. I don't know what anybody's doing with that. The stock just is not that good. Fundamentally, it's not good. There's nothing I like about the stock. All right, let's go to the next one. RRD, bottom left, top right. I like it. It did have a little bit of volatility here. It went, wow, and then sat there and went, blah, 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 blah. And then the 3 and 8 cross coming off that level of support. Look at that run up. Even as the stock is consolidating, the 3 and 8 are sitting still right now. Anyone have opinions on grab stock? Rob, what are you doing? Sigh, Rob. All right, I like the earnings per share on RRD. The stock is just moving sideways. If I'm thinking about getting in, I'd like to see the stock break out of that level of resistance. Looking at MTDR, bottom left, top right. Once it settled in and started going up, it never looked back. 3 and 8 look good. Right now, though, I've got 2 down days. If I own it, I don't panic sell. I let the 3 and 8 on the end of day manage to trade for me. I like the earnings per share. Let's go to the next one. Mavis, Microvision. Not a lot of movement to the upside from 3 months ago. A lot of volatility here, but then settled in. It's moving up. I really want to see the stock take out that high. If I get into it now, I have a profit target sitting at about $28, about $6 I can make. But really, even on a 3-month basis, I got a lot more consolidation over the 3 months instead of really up or down. Just keep that in mind. Let's go to the next one. Logitech, like it. Big drop down. Was that an earnings play? No, that wasn't an earnings play. Let's go see what news moved Logitech down today. Down 4%. 21. Logitech gains as market dips, what you should know. So it went up. I don't know. I don't know what happened, which pushed the stock's price down. But even with the down day today, the 3 and 8 is still bullish. Look at that run, though. Look at that run. And look at the earnings per share. That's a good-looking stock. I'd wait, though, before I get on board. Let's make sure you buy on an up day. All right? But that looks really good. Square. Sideways move. Consolidation. A lot of stocks will consolidate when the market's starting to get to looking like a top. But from this high, I definitely... And last earnings doesn't look like it was a good one. Last earnings was on 5.6. Stock's price went down, down, down. Consolidation now. You know something? How about this? I'd like to break above this level of 217. If we do and we get followed through, I got a profit target sitting at about 260. That's the best that I can give you on the stock right now. All right. Let's go to the next stock, Zim, another transportation ship. Somebody said that this was an Israeli company. Bottom left, top right, consolidated a couple of times, consolidating now. Would love to see if the stock could break out of that level of resistance. 3 and the 8 just crossed a couple of days ago. A little bit of small bodies here. So I got a couple of 1, 2, 3 for 3 days. I've got dojis going on. So the stock's price is moving up, but on a little bit of indecision. So just be careful with that. Would definitely be if the stock's price could break above that level of resistance before I jump on board with the stock. All right. And let's get to the next stock. AHT looked great, pulled back. I'm thinking that might be a little bit of profit taking. That is a candlestick pattern known as a one black crow. Could be a reversal as the stock's price, or could be showing some bearish sentiment on it. Volume has been rocking and rolling. RT still above 1. Watch earnings. Earnings is not rocking and rolling. Earnings, again, is what makes the stock's price grow. It is a REIT. If you had an opportunity to make some money, nice money in it, I wouldn't want to give it all back. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. It's like sideways rain, and all of a sudden, the rain stopped. So, blackberry. Well, you got fried blackberry, you got shrimp blackberry, you got broiled blackberry, and yeah, I don't know where this Forrest Gump is coming from.
I don't know.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. I don't know where it's coming from. Anyway, stock, again, part of the meme nation, ran up, pulled back. You know something? BlackBerry and Nokia have something going for them. They could be part of the 5G generation as well. So they've got a dual-sided thing, but you look at it fundamentally, it's not their company shorted this stock because they didn't think there was a good stock, and that goes for both BlackBerry and Nokia. But they are still in the 5G space. So that gives them a little bit of credence in the stock market, no matter what. All right, and last but not least is CUTR. 2 days off of that level of the high. The 3 and the 8 are still bullish. RT is falling. Earnings per share looks good. If you own it, let the 3 and the 8 come to you. If the 3 closes below the 8 on an end-of-day basis, then you might want to think about taking profits off the table. But right now, I wouldn't buy into it. Make sure any stock that I consider you to think about buying, make sure you buy on a rising day. All right, put me on the screen. All right, man, I'm a little tired today. I had an early start to the morning to get that video out for you today. Please make sure you go to our other channel to watch the video on the news of the SEC probe for GME and information on AMC. I think that video should do good, but it will only do good if you guys go to it. Joey, who won the mug?
Bob Bailey.
Bob Bailey. Bob, are you here? Calling Bob Bailey. Clean up on aisle 5. Bob Bailey. Are you here, Bob Bailey? Please be here, Bob Bailey. I don't want to have to call somebody else. I'm learning and asking questions before I make a move. I'm new. Glenn, where did you buy that shirt? I bought it off of a Marine Corps base at Cherry Point. My son is also in the Marine Corps. I got it off a base at Cherry Point. Bob Bailey, where are you? Is he not here?
Let me tag him.
I let you tag him? How many likes did we get? Listen, I want 200 likes before we leave, folks. I want 200 likes. Thank you, Linda. If Bob doesn't answer me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll again. What's your name? Joey? Let's go get us another winner. I said it in the beginning that you had to be here in order to win it. Thank you, Mark. Joey's rolling now. Papa needs a new pair of shoes, huh?
You're gonna butcher this.
I am going to butcher it? Oh, Lord. Merrick Wachowiak. I said it right. I think. Mirek Wachowiak. Are you here? I know, Yossi. I'm in Sensionics. I think I'm going to do a video of Sensionics and TNXP tomorrow. Mirek Wachowiak. He's not here? All right, fine. Harry Brand.
There.
Oh, no. There's Mirek Wachowiak. Did I say your name right, Mirek? So there it is. Mirek, you're going to have to send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. Mirek, did I say your name right? Wachowiak? Please tell me I did. Please tell me I did. I hope I did. All right, with that, next week I will not be here live. I will be on a church mission trip to Guatemala. So next week this time I will be in Guatemala teaching little children all about the gospel. All right, so close enough. I got you. So I will be doing that next week. I'll miss you guys, but we will be David Paul will be doing a presentation on Trending Thursday, but I will not be here live. So I wanted to tell you that and let you know. And the cool thing is I'm excited about that. And I look forward to seeing you guys when I come back. All right. So with the Harry Brand, Harry was still here too? Oh, so we're going to give it to both of them? Oh, because you said it? All right. No, I'm with you. Harry, you'll still get a cup too. All right, you'll get a cup. You'll get a cup too. You'll get a mug too, since he yelled out the name. So we can't take that away from you. All right, and thank you for all of the blessings on the trip, Joey. You're still the best, but Glenn won't give me a mug. So did we ever not give John a mug? I guess we haven't.
Thought we give one on one of the
I thought we've given him
summits or something.
I agree. I've seen his name a lot. I got to give you one eventually, John. I got you. Does that mean you speak Spanish? I speak Spanglish. ¿Cómo estás usted? Gracias. De nada. All right. I got to go. I got to go, yes? Joey's making me go. So until the next time, folks, I'll see you back the week of the 21st of June. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu, see ya. All right, guys, real quick, you do know that if you don't win a mug, if you look down below the video, you can buy a mug. You can definitely buy a mug. And Shy Guy, I didn't just want to disappear like that, so I made sure I came back. But you can buy a mug if you want to, if you really, really can. All right, so right now, watch this. Abracadabra.